Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Angry Wookie Show Vlog. And today we'll be talking about E3. What the games I was most excited for, the ones I think would be the most fun, the most entertaining. So let's get right to it. So the first game on the list is Gears of War 5. And this is a title we've known for a while. So the information I could gather from E3 and um, other articles is that we're going to be getting a new co-op mode called Escape. Now, I did watch a little bit of that when I was watching E3. It looks like it's going to be a full, I think it's going to be a 3 to 4 player co-op where it's going to be more like a dungeon shooter where, well, you don't, I shouldn't even say shooter because you only get to start out with a knife and a pistol. And you have to, I guess you detonate some kind of virus that kills the locust or whatever, and then you have to run from there all the way to safety while scavenging for ammo and more weapons. As far as the story goes, it looks like we're not going to be playing as Phoenix in this one. Phoenix's son, I should say. Even though he does make an appearance in the trailer, it looks like our protagonist is the female, Kate, I think her name is. Where she tries figuring out more about herself. There's some kind of connection to the Locust Queen, because she holds up a pendant symbolizing the locust. And even in the cover art for the game, it looks like you have the queen at the top. So she's more so discovering the roots of her connection to that, why she constantly has all these horrific nightmares / visions. So that looks like what's going to be the premise of the game. It looks like graphics did improve a little, although it's very hard to tell that by this trailer. I would say the mechanics of the game hasn't changed much, so we'll have to wait for the game to come out to get more impressions, more in-depth look at the game. The release date for this game, for Gears of War 5, is September 10th, 2019. Now, going down the line, we have another game that just got announced called Greedfall for the PS4 exclusive. I couldn't find much information about the game. It's available only on PlayStation 4, and it looks like it's like a crossbreed between I want to say Witcher and Elder Scrolls. But not much more information that I could find about the game. I'm sure as we get closer to September, which is when it's supposed to be announced, there's no exact date, it just says September 19th. September 2019. I'm actually looking forward to it. It looks very interesting. Like, from what I gather, like, we are like the prince or a lord of the land, and we're trying to create like a peaceful trade route or something like that between the lands, and there's a lot of animosity between everyone. You're trying to, like, hey, can we just get along kind of a deal. So there's that. Looking forward to that. One game I'm going to mention, and it's not for you guys to say, hey, this is going to be a good game. No. Jumanji, the video game. Just stay away from it, guys. Don't even go for it. The reason I say this is because movie-based video games have had a nasty habit of being absolutely dreadful. I played... the first game I ever played like that was Van Helsing, and I might as well have just watched the movie and then play the game, because there was really no deviation between the two. So just don't go near Jumanji, guys. Yes. There's another game called Outrider. Looks like it's gonna be it's a 2020 release, but looks like I want to say like a Borderlands shooter where you get to choose different heroes. There's not much. I mean, each one. I'm getting ahead of my notes here. Looks like each one of the characters you choose have a different ability. There's not a whole lot of information I could find about Outrider. Now, this is to all you Dark Soul fanboys out there. We got some good news. From Software has released a new title, and he's pairing with the guy who either wrote or directed the. Now, I can't speak from experience. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Okay, I should put that out there. I've never watched it. The guy who did the Game of Thrones, George something something. They are working on a game called The Elden Ring, which is a Dark Souls game. I would say Dark Souls-like, which is focused more so around Norse mythology than it is medieval mythology. There is no exact release date, but predictions are 2020. But I did put in a note to be announced because it has not officially been announced. It was just teased at E3 this year. Moving down, Final Fantasy VII will release June, July, in March of 2020. March 3rd, 2020. I really haven't played much of the Final Fantasies, but this one looks like it has a combat system I'm more okay with. I don't like turn-based systems. I'd rather just go in there and just have fun, you know, versus just like pressing a single button, like, okay, A to confirm attack, you know. I don't find much enjoyment out of those games. But it looks like this one is nothing like that, so I will definitely be checking that one out. Assassin's Creed, there is no new Assassin's Creed for this year. They decided to take a break from that for this year, so they'll probably do something for 2020. There is a new Ghostbusters. Not new Ghostbusters. It's a remake of the Ghostbusters video game. Take it or leave it. I'm not exactly thrilled about the game, but I thought I'd mention it because it was at E3. No new information about Fable 4, so it's still in the rumor stage. So we may hear something more about it next year, we may not. Now, here's a game I've talked nothing but non-stop about. Anytime I'm on a stream, I'm always talking about it. Code Vein comes out in 3 months, guys. September 27th, 2019. I cannot wait. I can't wait to make the series for it. I'm going to be playing that game like no tomorrow. It is going to be fun. Another game that everyone, I've heard a lot about, everyone's excited for, Doom Eternal! Doom Guy is coming to a theater near you, or technically a console near you. Is releasing for Xbox One and PS4. Will be released at November 22, 2019. I can't wait for that game. I had so much fun with the first Doom. When it does come out, I'm going to do a series of just playing Doom 1 and Doom Eternal. So I can't wait. I already have plans for that. Looking forward to it. The next game on the list is a game I know one person in my audience has not stopped talking about. Is Halo Infinite. Halo is coming to consoles. Has not officially been announced, like what date it's going to be coming out, but it says 2020 in the trailer. So we can look forward to that in 2020. Sadly, we have to wait a whole year. I need my Doom. Or I need my Halo. But I also need my Doom. Elder Scrolls. There has not been any new information about Elder Scrolls other than what we have had teased last year. Zelda is actually now officially getting a sequel. So if you guys love Zelda: The Breath of the Wild, it is getting a sequel. The release date has not been announced yet. There has not even been a 2020 teaser, but I'm guessing it would be probably 2020, maybe 2021 when we get it. I believe, obviously, that's going to be releasing for the Switch. No new info. So we're moving on. Well, let's not move on just yet. I want to talk about Zelda. So I love Zelda. Zelda has been my very first game I've actually played. My very first introduction to like RPGs. I played Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Zelda: Majora's Mask, Zelda: Twilight Princess. I have not had a chance to play Breath of the Wild, but I'll see my buddy Austin play it, and it looks absolutely fun. I can't wait to play it. So I am cannot wait for Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel to actually get us a release date, so we can actually look forward to playing it. I'm still looking forward to playing it. I'm drooling with anticipation. Alright, that's enough with that. If I keep on talking about that, I'm going to be making this a 40-minute video. Starfield. No information has been leaked or teased about Starfield since last year. So I will be keeping my eyes open and my ears to the ground for that one. Cyberpunk 2077 has officially got a release date. And who presented it? Who told us this? None other than John Wick himself. I'm just kidding. Keanu Reeves announced it at E3. He's officially in the game playing Johnny. And there's so much information about 2077, so there's nothing that really new has been leaked other than the fact that Keanu Reeves is going to be in the game. That game will be coming out 4/16/2020. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, what game? Now, I've heard rumors about Darksiders. I did not see a Darksiders game revealed yet, so it'll probably be coming to us sometime in next year. I thought I'd mention that since I've heard rumblings, rumors about Darksiders. What else can we expect? What games am I most excited for? Sorry, my mouth is dry. Well, I think it goes without saying, Code Vein is the one game I'm most excited for. Like, I watched the because I didn't get chosen, but I watched the beta, the network test for Code Vein, and it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. I love the premise of the game. I keep on saying it meets my 3 wants. 1, it's anime. 2, it's Souls-like. 3, it's vampires. Yes, I like vampires. Who doesn't? Wait, after watching Castlevania, who doesn't like vampires? You know, or the story of vampires, I should say. The mythos. But the combat system looks really fun. It's really going to be depending on you as an individual. Like, what do you want? You can go with a lighter weapon. You can go heavier weapon. You even go with ranged weapon, I think. Doom Eternal, I'm looking forward to that game as well. As I mentioned, I played the first Doom, and it was just like a wild ride. I loved it. It's like if there was a theme park and they were featuring Doom as a ride, I would go on it. You know, I loved it. Um, what other game? Greedfall. Let me touch on that for a minute. There's a new title I haven't even heard of last year. This got announced this year. Um, the reason I say it's Witcher and Skyrim kind of feel, because it kind of has that environment, that atmosphere that I remember playing in those games, where we are a single hero going from a land, prince. I think that he's officially a prince, um, and he's going off over lands to try to mend relations or try to build or mend relationships with other nations, and these nations sorry, these nations are consisted of like dwarves and elves and other creatures. um, so we're trying to build relationships with them, and we're going on a quest because apparently there's something, like usual, there's always something bad that happens. And we have to go try to fix it. Now, it does look like we're going to have like our own sorry, our own set of companions. Um, what was I about to say? Oh, companions. So we have our own set of companions. It looks like we're going to be on ship to go from point A to point B. I thought this video was going to be a lot longer, because I'm looking at that time. It's 16 minutes long right now. But there just wasn't really that much at E3 this year. It was very underwhelming. Like all the big titles were announced, and I gotta say, the information I had about E3, because I said, oh, covering 11th through the 13th will be E3, which is usually a 3-day event. Well, they started it on Friday, last week Friday. I'm like, you guys on your website says 11th to 13th. And I go to the GameStop, and he's like, oh yeah, it's coming on, it's starting on the 9th. I'm like, no. So, luckily I was able to catch the E3 footage. And I know there's a lot of people, wanting a Bloodborne 2. Not to change the subject, but I know a lot of people want Bloodborne 2. I'm one of those people. I want a Bloodborne 2, and people are like, well, there's two sides to this. One person says I don't want Bloodborne 2 because I think the first game ended very ceremoniously, very satisfying. I say I love Bloodborne, and I want a second one just to see what they can go with it. Oh, Neo 2. Neo 2 there's no been official release date, but since they've already done one beta test, or alpha test or something like that, I'm thinking maybe close to the end of this year, maybe this year, but I'm thinking more like 2020 will probably be right there, for the game. Because it doesn't look like the graphics for the PS5. It looks like it's for the PS4. And I'm noticing that most games that got announced at E3 are all being like pushed to 2020. So the new consoles have a game to be put on the console. Whether they're gonna completely go cold turkey with PS4 and Xbox, I don't know. It's usually been a year. They usually go a full year before they just cut the cord, as you say. They stopped making PS4 games and Xbox One X. Although I don't think the Xbox One X is gonna stop. It is, but it's kind of weird because I don't think the new Scarlet is gonna be probably enhanced, but it's gonna be very similar in design. Of course, I didn't catch that part of the E3. I didn't see the consoles. I was more concerned about the games versus the consoles, because there's going to be, especially around the consoles, the information is going to change quite a bit before its actual release. So I don't really pay much attention to the consoles at E3, other than the fact, hey, this is coming. But here's the problem: we've already known that the Xbox One X, the new Xbox is coming out. We've already known about this. We've already known about the PS5. We already know about it. All it is just telling us specs at A3, and I might do a video, but aside from the fact that I'm excited for it, other than that, I don't know much more about consoles. That might be something my buddy Austin might be willing to do for you. Is make a he's a really techie guy. I'm not highly techie. So let's move on. What other games? Let me look at my list here. No, I don't think I've ever actually touched on Cyberpunk 2077. So let's go ahead and talk on that. So when I first saw it at E3, I think it was last year, maybe 2017, maybe. I was impressed. I'm like, I want to play this game. And it was the environment. It was because I love the movie. What's it called? Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. I love more of those futuristic movies where people predict what our future might be. I love those because it really demonstrates like what our minds can take us. But because of my love for Blade Runner and what was the other movie? It was with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It wasn't Blade Runner. It was darn it. I'm gonna probably be streaming tonight, and I'm gonna think about. Oh, that was the movie. Darn it! And I just didn't get it on my video. Well, maybe you guys can remember, figure it out. I'm not putting it that way, but the movie, if I remember correctly, he was a cop that got accused of like leveling a block or something like that on his helicopter when that wasn't the case, and he gets put in prison, and kind of like it's very reminiscent of a movie called Death Race, where he's a prisoner, and they take the people from the prisoners and put them in this show, which is more like let's see if they can survive, kind of a deal. And these guys put these on there, but to see if the thing is, if you win, you get freedom and you get put in the Bahamas. We discover more about all that throughout the movie. One of my favorite things is like, oh, you have to sign this waiver. And he's like, let me see. Signs it, and he's like, takes the pen and stabs it in the guy's back. He's like, oh, I want a copy of that. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. For the life of me, I can't remember what the name of the movie is. And then as more information came out about Cyberpunk 2077, I should put it out there, I've never played Cyberpunk. Never played a Cyberpunk video game. This will be my very first once it comes out. And the world itself looks amazing. It looks like something I would be like captured in. I just wouldn't be able to tear myself. Well, I'll have to, but tearing myself away from the world. I can totally immerse myself. That's what the word I was looking for. Immersed. I can totally immerse myself in the world, and it looks like there's enough things going on that you won't easily get bored of the game. As far as the main story goes, I don't know what the main story is going to be because of all that story is kind of like jumbled, kind of like Death Stranding a little bit, because you don't want to just like, oh, this is what's going to happen. You don't need to go buy it. This is what's going to happen. But I think that's all I got for Cyberpunk 27. I mean, my knowledge for that game is very limited, but I am very excited for that game. Star Wars is also coming out this year. Actually, I can pull that up right now. Yes, give me a second. Load times are atrocious. (11/15/2019). So I guess I'll touch on that game because I've heard a lot of people say, well, this is just a Star Wars Force Unleashed remake or skin or duplicate. I think there's enough diversity with this game, then it will be much different than Star Wars Force Unleashed. Yeah, we're one Jedi that we've never heard of before, which I think is refreshing because at least there's a little bit more freedom with the character than it is with the other characters. But I played Force Unleashed. I do enjoy the game, but the problem is with that game is you revisit all locations over again. So the first time you visit like 3 or 4 locations, then you go to the Empire, get betrayed, and revisit them all again as a Jedi. That's it. We don't get to experience like multiple worlds and visit. Like I'm really hoping they just take off the shackles here and just like go full on. Like we could be a Jedi. Like well we are a Jedi, but I want to be like at least for like an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. Like we're just minding our own business, like hiding from the Sith. Like I imagine like we are, since we're dismantling in the trailer we were dismantling a destroyer. I can imagine us being very similar to that. Is like we're just pulling off a natural day, someone giving us a hard time, and we just kind of like do like a gesture, like you leave me alone, you know, kind of a deal. But I like at least 30 minutes to an hour just on that alone to set up the character. And then multiple locations would be nice, even if it's linear, but hopefully there will be locations where we'll be able to explore, like, what was the name of that planet, ruled by the Wookiees, darn it, my Star Wars knowledge has failed me today. It's at the tip of my tongue, I just can't remember it. Pretty much the place ruled by the not the Wookiees, ruled by the Hutts. I like to see us like explore places like that. Are we gonna get our own ship? Are we gonna be like just kind of hitchhiking all the way across the galaxy? I would like us to go to like some of the old locations like Korriban and even the Wookiee homeworld actually is ruled by the Empire at this point. Excuse me. Yeah, just multiple locations, places we can visit, as well as like just the level area, I guess you could say, where we go to point A to point B kind of a deal. Aside from that, I don't think I got anything else for you guys. It's a very small list this year. So hopefully next year we'll have a bigger list. I'm really hoping that they'll announce Fable 4 at the next year E3, but maybe not. I don't know. I can't predict the future. If I could, I'd go to Vegas. Aside from that, guys, I think that's going to conclude our E3 2019 impressions. Let me know in the comment section below, what games are you guys excited for? Are you guys excited for Doom, Elder Ring, Star Wars, Code Vein, Halo? Which games do you find interesting this year? Or there's not a game that was like, I'll wait till next year to see what's going on. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think. I love reading you guys' comments. So, until next time, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys found it informative. I hope you guys liked the list I compiled for you guys. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and give this video a like. If you guys enjoyed the video, please also consider, like I said, go down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about the games and which ones you're excited for. Also, if you guys have an idea for a video or any games I could check out, also put those in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification button to be notified anytime a new video goes live or I go up on a stream, live on a stream. You guys will be immediately notified. Until next time, guys, hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next Angry Wookie Show. Later.